Hey, what's up? It's DJ. Today we're taking a look at all the tractors coming with Farming Simulator 25. Things are definitely going to look a little bit different once you get your hands on the game. We still have categories we're familiar with, like small, medium, and large tractors. However, there's other things as well. It's much different than we've seen it before. And with that, everything looks different. So first up, we have the Landini Rex 4G. I won't be going through all the specs or anything like that. We'll showcase a little bit of customization options here and there, but as you can see on the left-hand side, engine setups, wheel brands. We do have wheel setup whenever applicable. Here we have one for a 3-point yes or no around towards the front, main color, and rim color. Next up is the New Holland TK 4.80 methane power. We have front weight, yes or no. One that I know quite a few of you guys were waiting to hear from is Rigid Track. Their SKH60 has returned with wheel setups. From Zader, we have the Proxima HS with engine, wheels, and front loader attacher. Then brings us the 200V Vario with engine setups. We also have wheel setups. Black Beauty set? What is this? Oh, that looks fantastic. And we also have rim color. From Kloss, the Arian 470 410, and of course we could change up all of those engine options there. Wheel brands, wheel setup, and even front loader. Next up, the Massey Ferguson 5700S with engines, wheels, and front loader. Antonio Carrero is now in the base game, not as a DLC, and here we've got 3-point yes or no. We also have the Bull Bar Mach, as well as front weight and rim colors. Kind of a similar setup here with the Mach 4R. We do have that 3-point, the Bull Bar, and front weight. From Fendt, one of my favorites, the 300 Vario with engines, wheels, Black Beauty setup, and front loader as well as rim color. A crowd favorite, the John Deere 3650 with wheel brand setup attachers. We have the 3-point as well as a 60, 300, 425, 46, 67, 80 kg weight, so you can throw a weight on the front of that if you want to, and a front loader. Another Zader, this is the Forterra HSX with engines, wheels, and front loader. And Iseki, the wheel brands and wheel setups for their TJW. Another Fendt, the 500 Vario. This includes engine setups, wheel brands and setup, design line, which we could change that up. We also have the Black Beauty set there, front loader, and rim color. Another returning favorite, the Lintrack 130 with wheel brands, wheel setups, front loader, and main color. You can change this up, which is very cool. Next to last small tractor is going to be the Semi Virtus, I don't know how to say that, 135 RV shift with wheel brand setup and front loader. And lastly, in small tractors, we have the Deutz-Fahr 6C RV shift. We've got a Warrior setup, which is very cool. However, it doesn't change anything. You have to change the colors on this yourself. So if we go down here, we can actually change that up, which is super duper cool. Now making our way over to medium tractors. We have the Massey Ferguson MF7S with engine options, wheel brands, wheel setups, interior setup. We have efficient and exclusive, as well as 3-point attachment around towards the front weights, and a front loader attacher. The Challenger tractor. It's good to see this thing, the Challenger MT600 series. And we can change up the engine on there, wheel brands, wheel setup, and front weight. Because it says front weight and not 3-point, looks like, yep, no 3-point. Same setup over here with the white 8010 series. Exact same tractor, exact same setups. Next up, the Zader Crystal HD with wheel brand setups and front loader. From Kubota, I think this is the only Kubota that we have base game. We have the 8 ILM, or the M8 series, with engine, wheel brand, setup, front weight with the 3-point, of course, and front loader attacher. Next up, the John Deere 6R series with the engine setup, wheel brands, wheel setup. We also have design of EU and US. For those of you here in the United States, here's just a quick sneak peek around the US version. We also have the panorama window on the top, attachers with 3-point, but for the US, I imagine most of you guys will go for a weight. We also have a front loader attacher as well. Another Fendt, the 700 Vario this time around, of engine setup, brand for wheels, as far as wheel setup. We have the design line here as well, and the Black Beauty version and rim color. Next up, the Valtra T-Series. From this one, we have front mounting of 3-point, and we have weights and all kinds of good stuff through there. We also have engine setup, wheel brand, wheel setup, reverse driving. So this one's an interesting one that we actually have a toggle for yes and no through there. Roof setup of standard and a sky view, very nice. And then door setup, a panorama window, And second door, we also have interior setups here too. Many more fuel tank setup, plastic and stainless steel, front loader attacher. Main color, let's go with a nice chromed out gold, and then rim color, which we can change as well. So many options when it comes to Valtra. Not as crazy, to be fair, when it comes to Case IH. We've still got the Puma AFS Connect over here. This one's got wheel brands as far as engine setup, wheel setup, panorama window, and front loader. Next is our New Holland T7 LWB PLMI with engine setup, wheel brand, and setup. We have the Blue Power Edition, which is a slider option, panorama window on the tippy top, and front loader. One of the only tractors that we really didn't know about was the Steyr, the Absolute CVT with engine, wheel brand, and setup, panorama window on the top, and front loader. Next up, the Deutz-Fahr Agrostar 831. This is a medium tractor, big boy right here, 230 horsepower with wheel brands and setups. Another big one from Deutz-Fahr, the Series 7 TTV HD. The Warrior setup, we go yes and no with that. Wheel brand and setup, front loader attacher. It's so cool to see bigger tractors like this with front loaders design. We can change that up if you like, and your rim color too. Next is the McCormick, the X8 VT Drive. With this one, engine setup, wheel brand and setup, main color. We've got a chromed out, kind of a darked out, and then rims. And your very last medium tractor, the Deutz-Fahr Series 8 TTV with Warrior setup, wheel brands and tires. We have design color and rim color. Lastly, let's take a look at everybody's favorite, the large tractors. In here, we're starting with the Valtra S Series with engine setup, wheel brands and tires, reverse driving of yes and no round towards the back. We have a roof setup of standard and a sky view. Basically, do you want a better view at the front or the back? Door setups, interior design, main color, and rim color. Next is the long-awaited Massey Ferguson MF9S with engine setup, wheel brand and tire, and design of EU and US. Here is kind of the difference between the EU and the US. You want to see it. Moving along, the Fit 900 Vario. For this one, engine setup, wheel brand and tire, design line, yes or no. Black Beauty, yes please, and rim color. Big John Deere for you, the John Deere 7R series with engine setup, wheel brand and tire, designs of US and EU. Very cool. Here's what your US is looking like there. And then we also have attachers, probably not going with the 3-point, so you may want to go with something like a front loader, because that's the only other option, I guess. Man, twin wheels, let's go. Kind of a similar story over here with the John Deere 8R series with engine, wheel brand and tire, design US and EU, and configuration of 3-point and front weight. Next, the New Holland T8 Genesis series with engine setup, wheel brand and tire, and we have a license plate as well. Do we have the rear tracks? Yes, we do. Man, those things look good. Next up, the John Deere 8RT series engines. We also have track setups of 3M and standard, and we've got a front weight that you could throw on there as well, up to 1800 kg, and then designs of EU and US. Kind of a similar story over here with our 8RX series too. Of course, we have engine setup, track setup for EU and EU 3M and US. Pretty much the same thing we had in Farm Sim 22 in the configuration of 3-point, and we throw on a weight. First big Case IH, the Magnum AFS Connect series. Actually got to drive one of these in real life not long ago with engine setup, wheel brand and tire, design of US and EU, and attachment for 3-point and weight. Big Fendt, the 1000 Vario with engine setup, wheel brand and tire, design line of yes and no, Black Beauty, yes and no, and rim color, just like all of the other Fendt tractors. One that Giants have been pushing hard with Farming Simulator 25 promos is the John Deere 9R series with engine, wheel brand and tire, designs of US and EU. We also have front weight of yes 600, wait, no? Yes and no. So confused. We also have big weights as well. There you go. And then attachments on the back, we have the 3-point, and you could do additional weight if you want it. Now, does that change up? No. So going back and forth between EU and US, that rear 3-point does not change. The largest Fendt tractor that we have is the 1100 Vario MT with engine setup. We have track setups of standard. We also have the 3M and then US or EU. Next is our John Deere 9RX series, all the way up to 691 horsepower, so not the new one on there. Track setups, we have a crawler track. We've also got crawler track broad, 3M, broad 3M, and back in, and then EU or US setups for there. Front weights, we've got, yes, looks to be a holder. And then if we go backwards, we can add up to 1,800 kgs. And then attachments on the back, we have 3-point or additional weight. Pretty much the same setup as our 9R. The largest class is going to be the Zarian 12, a brand new tractor to Farming Simulator 25. Probably going to say 22 on accident quite a few times. Configurations, we start with AEU, but we also have configurations of US as well. We have the engine setups there, wheel brands, wheel setups, front weights, we've got a couple of those, additional weight, you can definitely add some of that, round towards the back, and a license plate. And lastly, we have our Case IH 715. Wheel setups on here, we have a crawler track broad, and that is it. And then we have EU and US. Pow. And there you go. That is all of the tractors that have come with the base game in Farming Simulator 25. There's a lot more stuff that's going on as well. Like, we've still got trucks to talk about, combine harvesters, miscellaneous. There's all kinds of stuff, and I'll be doing all videos on that, so make sure you check out the channel for those. Otherwise, thank you for watching. Hope you have a great day. I'll see you in the next one.